Hi, girls, welcome back to the Mission Empowered podcast with me, your host, Emily. Hope you're all having an epic day. And as always, I hope it is about to get a little bit better. So this week's episode is all about how to deal with unsolicited advice, unhelpful opinions, negative opinions on your health, fat loss, muscle building journey, whatever it is. How to deal with that, because I'll be honest, I put out on Instagram a little question box of tell me what's been said to you. Tell me what opinions you've had. I thought I might get 10 answers. I've got literally about 30 of you messaging me with what people have said and your experiences. And it's really sad. And I get it because I've had it myself, but it's just so sad, isn't it? So we're going to dig into the possibilities of why people say it and how we can sort of set our thick skin and own our shit to know that next time someone says something negative about it, how we can better respond to it. Because I know it's so easy. You will get this, that you want to respond when someone says something negative to you about what you're doing. You want to respond by saying, well, maybe you should fucking try it. I know that is the thought that goes in your head. Or, you want to say to you, maybe you need to go to the gym. Maybe you need to take a leaf out of it. It's probably not the best response because, first and foremost, there's two ways that people say these opinions, right? The first one is coming from a place of, let's start with the nice one first. They're coming from a good place. They're thinking about you. So this is examples such as, let's pick one off the Instagram. So we've got it here. Okay, so this one, you don't need to lose any more weight. Okay, that is probably from someone trying to make you feel better. If you're on a journey and let's say you know that you want to lose 3 stone and you've got that 3 stone to lose to get into that healthy weight bracket or how you want to feel, and let's say you've lost a stone, someone might say, because they're trying to make you feel better, oh, you don't need to lose any more weight. We know that that's not really helpful because we want to lose more weight. The other one is, oh, you look great, have a biscuit. Just have it, YOLO. Again, they're coming from a place of they are not even thinking. They won't go home at night and think, fucking hell, I shouldn't have said that. But they're just trying to make you feel better. And we know it's not helpful. The other side of things that it comes from is from a place of jealousy and a place of self-insecurity. And unfortunately, what do I reckon? My opinion, I reckon it's either between a 60-40 split, that 60% of people, we're going to talk about this next, come from a place of insecurity and 40% of people come from a place of willy-nilly goodness. They're just trying to make you feel better. And if someone is saying something from a place of insecurity, such as, oh, you don't you just have the biscuit, you're fine, that's because they want you to eat the biscuit to make them feel better about eating the biscuit. And this is something called the crab effect. Okay, this will be really hit home with you. And now we understand it. We can chill out when someone says to us, just eat the biscuit, and you want to tell them to fuck off. The crab effect. So the crab effect or the crab experiment is if you put 2 crabs in a bowl, okay, and the bowl's got high sides, if one crab starts to crawl and exit the bowl, the other crab will climb up and pull it back down because it doesn't want it to get out. Now, if we interpretate this into our fat loss or our physique change or just our health goals, if someone hasn't got the willpower and discipline and maybe a coach that you have got or a plan that you have got and you're succeeding, and they want to achieve what you're achieving, but they just haven't got the tools to do it, it will make them feel better to see you fail. Maybe not long term, but instantly it will make them feel better because it will make them feel like, oh, okay, she's not achieving it because that's making me feel worse. I'm where I am. She's ahead of me or she's doing better than me. By sabotaging your diet, or if you're in work saying, oh, I can't bother going to the gym tonight, I'm going to go, but I'm really tired. And they say, why don't you just have a night off? And you say, yeah, I will, and taking their advice in their head. I know it makes no logic sense, but they will be. They will be thinking, oh, yes, she's not going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym. Brilliant. Okay, so that is the crab effect. And I think probably more, maybe less in a friend circle, maybe, but probably more in a work environment where the people that you work with might be bezies, aren't you lucky? But a lot of the time they're just people we work with and we get on with them, they're nice, but we're not super close to them. I find it's a lot with my clients that when they're in work, it's these conversations that people are having of just have the biscuit, don't go to the gym. Oh, what's your coach got you eating now? All of these little snide comments tend to come from a work environment. So just remember, the crab effect is a real thing, and people feel better about themselves seeing you fail. I know, it's awful, isn't it? But it's true. So the other option is like the other option is that it could be lack of knowledge. And this, I think, comes from an older generation, your mums, your dads, your nans, you know. A lot of the people don't understand about what we know now about doing fat loss phases, muscle growth phases, the importance of protein, drinking your water, reducing down processed foods. This is all fairly new science. You know, we see it a lot on socials, on the internet. But when you look at old school, like mums, dads, nans, aunties, family members, or older work colleagues, they didn't have that. And the likelihood is, you know, they're still replying to their mates on Facebook with their one finger rather than actually looking into details. I'm really trying not to be ageist, by the way. Just realise that. I'm not being ageist. I'm just saying this is where it tends to come from. Older family members, from my experience and working with my clients, is that they just lack of knowledge. And I think the best piece of advice when it comes to older people saying to you, let's pick one from here. This was a good one. Don't lose too much. You're getting obsessed with it. Like lack of knowledge that going to the gym, eating healthy is a great habit to have. But from their experience, the gym is what bodybuilders used to do. The gym is where people went just to lose weight. Eating healthy foods, maybe even weighing your foods, probably seems to them incredibly extreme. Whereas we know, and especially if you're working with a coach who's got you tracking your food to help you understand about portion sizes, well, we know actually that's probably why in the world, not even in just the UK, but you know, wide in the UK, we're in this obesity epidemic, is because people don't have a fucking clue. People don't understand about portion control. We're being shoveled highly processed food all the time. But from an older generation, you doing these actions is really, for them, probably seen as extreme. So my advice when it is someone from an older generation is just take the time to maybe say, look, it's not extreme, but I'd love to explain to you why I'm doing it and a bit of knowledge behind it, and ask their permission. So one of the things, and we'll all relate to this, nobody likes to be dictated to, you know. Jenny and where, oh, I've started this new diet today and I'm doing this. And let me tell you, do you know, like just literally spitting shit at you. Nobody likes that, okay? So don't be that person. But you can say, look, I would love to explain to you why I'm doing it. And then I can help you understand it a little bit more. What do you think? And ask their permission to educate them. So yeah, that was the lack of knowledge one. Let's go through some of the Instagrammy ones then. Okay, so I wanted to just open and explain about the crab effect and about lack of knowledge, because they are the two biggies why people say these comments. So let's just start with this one then. Someone's put in, and I actually know this client. She's a petite client. She is little and gorgeous. And a comment that she's had is, but there's nothing of you. So again, it's possibly coming from a good place that people are thinking that you don't need to be doing what you're doing. Now, I know this client is petite, but that doesn't mean she doesn't want to look after her health, her fitness. I know right now we're aiming to get more tone. And just because someone's small doesn't mean that they're not carrying body fat for their frame. So again, in that situation, things like, but there's nothing of you, you could just educate them and say, I know your perception is there's nothing of me, but actually I want to go to the gym because I want to get stronger and I want to look leaner. Whereas right now, I know you feel like I'm small, but I'm not in the best shape that I want to be in. That is the best way to shut people down, is not being aggressive, not telling them to piss off and not dictating to them, but just explaining your reasons, your boundaries, and doing what you're doing, and set it with that tone as well. You can, thanks for your opinion, but actually this is why I'm doing it, and this is how I'm doing it. Would you like me to let you know more? You know what I mean? Okay. By the way, this is a freaking great one. All my gym gals, all my girls deadlifting, squatting. Ugh. Watch out. You don't want to get too muscly. Okay. So this one, we can turn around and we can say, no, we can't. I just put the middle of finger up if you're just listening. No, we can't. We can't do that. Watch out. You don't want to get too muscly. So you can explain to them. We know the likelihood is we're going to the gym because we want to feel stronger, we want to look more toned, okay? But also remember, the resistance training is to improve longevity of life as well. It's to decrease injury when you'll get over. I seen something great on Instagram the other day and I loved it. It was a girl back squatting and it said, I'm not back squatting anymore to get better glutes. I'm back squatting so I can go for a hike when I'm in my 70s and 80s. And I thought, yes, like that mindset is awesome. So again, when you're just if you know that you're training and you absolutely understand weight training does not equal getting bulky, you can absolutely go and explain to someone, do you know that that's such a myth? Educate them. Do you know that that's such a myth that women get bulky? Because we actually don't have enough testosterone to build in the same way that men do. So trust me, I'm not taking anabolic steroids. So you're all right. Thanks for your concern, but you're all right. And really, yeah, just don't take it on the chin. Like, own your shit, girl. Set your boundaries. Because like I said, anybody who has got a clue would not be saying to you, watch out, you don't get too muscly. Okay, let's get this one. Oh, go on, just eat it. Have a drink. You only live once. Okay, so this one, you only live once, and you're boring, came up a few times. What was the other one? Enjoy yourself. You only live once. Eat the biscuit. And then another one was, yeah, you're boring. So I know these relate to two things. Alcohol is probably a big one, or saying no to like sweets and chocolate or desserts. These tend to be the ones that come up where people say, yeah, you're boring, you only live once. Here is my advice to your reply to you only live once. I absolutely know I only live once, and I intend to be the healthiest, happiest that I can be, and live a lot longer than someone who chins a load of biscuits, downs a load of ale every night. I'm all good because I know I only live once, and I want to make sure it's the bloody best version of me I can be. Flip it on its head. That is always my response to everyone anyone who says you only live once. I know I only live once, so I'm doing exactly what I want to do. So yeah, like that one, you can tell I'm passionate about that one. The boring side of things, and I've had this one. So not remember, but I'll just tell you a little bit. I used to be the God, it made me sound like a right alky then. Not the biggest drinker, but as a lot of us in our 20s, I was a bit of a party girl. I would go out all the time. Party girl, I mean pub girl. Would go out all the time. I was a club 18 to 30s rep. So I was I'm still loud and outgoing, but then I was just loud and outgoing, and I was always up for going out and, having a good time and going for a party. For me, it was like just before, so about 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe when I met Ols, actually. Maybe a year after I met Ollie, I started sort of, venturing out and thinking, I don't just want to do this all the time. I want to go on the hikes. I want to try different things. And I lost a good few friends because I realised the friends that I were going out with, I was only going out with them because they were situationships. Oh my God, what a vibe. Love that word. They were situationships. They weren't friendships. I was just with them in situations that surrounded like drinking and going to the pub, going out, and there was no love lost because I sort of grew out of that and didn't want to do that anymore. Sorry, I've gone off on one there. It's what we're talking about, being boring. So yeah, and then I would get that reaction of, you're boring now, when I started really focusing on my health journey. Luckily enough, when I went through my fat loss phase, my wedding, I was surrounded by amazing people and never really had anyone saying you're boring, like they got it. I think as well that can really hit home is that if your friends are saying to you, let's say you're starting out on your fat loss journey, it's January, you want to get in great shape for summer, you've got this holiday, or you just want to have a bit of a better life. It can be hard if one of your friends says, I think you're boring now, but I'm going to take it back to how we started this podcast, this episode, that well, that's not a very nice thing to say. So the likelihood is the you're boring comment is coming from a place of self-insecurity. Is that actually, if they call you boring, that's going to make them seem fun, which will make them feel better that you've actually got the willpower to say, I'm going to come, I'm just not drinking. Or you can sit there in the office and chat with everyone, but don't have to indulge in that they all go to the chippy on a Friday and you come in with your prep. Oh, you're boring. Because it makes them feel better. Because if they're not boring and they can go and have the chippy and, YOLO, but inside they're fucking hating themselves because actually they wish they had the discipline that you've got to bring in your prepped lunch, that's going to make them feel worse. So it goes back to that crab effect. And how they feel and how them giving their negative opinion is going to make you feel better. So yeah, just remember that. Always taking the upper hand. That a lot of this is people are jealous. People are jealous that you are embarking on this journey. So rather than succumbing to like their neggy vibes, own it and be like, well, if I'm boring in your opinion, that's fine. But actually, I don't need to sink half a bottle of wine, so I'll have a ball. I'll have a ball, go home to bed and wake up and have a great day tomorrow while you're feeling sorry for yourself. True. Okay, so yeah, being boring, you only live once. We now know. Yeah, I do only live once. I'm going to make sure it's the best that I can do when I'm here. And we know boring is coming from a place of self-insecurity. So girls, take it on the chin and own it that they're actually jealous. You're not boring. You've got discipline, you've got willpower, and you've got your eyes on the prize. You're going to win. Okay. Let's have a little look at the next one. This is pretty similar to what I just said about the getting bulky comment is, why are you lifting weights? Do you want to compete on stage or something? It just comes back to education. That person is very lacking in knowledge of the benefits of weight training. Use it as an opportunity to help them out. And I know you listen to this, you are my type of gal. You are the good vibe gal. We're all about positive vibes. So as much as we want to dig people out because we're just human sometimes, always try your best to take the upper hand on the positive vibes and say, no, I don't want to get on stage. Do you know the benefits of resistance training? Because the likelihood is they don't. Because I guarantee you, nobody who is in shape lifting weights is asking you this question. Okay. Is that all you're going to eat? I like this one. So again, you will notice such a clear pattern in this, girls. Is that all you're going to eat? Because I guarantee they're sitting opposite you, eating a shed load of food and don't want to feel guilty about it. So if they can piss on your bonfire of you eating your lovely chicken and egg salad, it'll make them feel better. So again, answer it with positive vibes. Yeah, this is what I'm eating. Okay, crack on. And take it on the chin. I think, yeah, what I didn't write in this episode is it's about getting thicker skin. That when you are choosing to be on a health, fitness, whatever journey you're on of making you better, you've really got to own it, because we know that we are going to be surrounded by jealous people, uneducated people who want to have an opinion to make themselves feel better. So if we can just rock on that positive highway, ask them if they want to be educated, but then just move on anyway, rather than giving into it. Right, this one is a really powerful one, and this was one of my friends that sent this in. So she said, someone has said to her, your kids shouldn't know about calories or copy you exercising. It's obsessive. So my opinion on this comment is, again, I genuinely believe this has come from probably a place of jealousy, knowing this woman and how she lives her life with her kids. Amazing. She is super healthy. She eats well. She shows her kids that she eats well. She exercises. Her kids love exercising. That is a lot. That is something a lot of women are missing is that they are not showing they are showing their kids what dieting looks like, but they're not showing their kids what healthy eating looks like. They are showing the kids, they might say to the kids, you know, oh, mum's got to go to the gym, but rather than saying mummy's going to go and do her exercises in like a positive way. So because I know this lady who sent this message in, I think it's really tough to talk to people about parenting. And I think the advice that I would give here, and I have this, you know, as a coach with no kids, you know, but I obviously, probably more than 50% of my clients have children. But it doesn't mean I'm not educated on that. I know that I can, that I have, because I know a couple of my clients listen to this, helped people's whole family lives by increasing their education and their habits around food and around exercise. I know that that's benefited their kids, even though I haven't got any. But I think it's just hard if someone has a negative opinion on you and what you're doing. Again, just taking that up a road and knowing that it's not necessarily telling your kids about calories, but it's educating them in healthy foods and foods that are going to be good for energy levels, foods that are good, that are going to grow you up fit and strong, foods that are going to give you a happy tummy. All of these little phrases that we can use to teach kids about food. Absolutely, I am all for that. We do not have to label foods good and bad. We do not have to tell our kids that's too high in calories, but we actually can inform our kids of, you know, foods that are going to make us feel better, as I've just said. And the exercise thing, that what a load of bollocks, that's obsessive. We should be obsessed with exercise. We are in a health epidemic, obesity epidemic, and one of the root causes is we are not moving enough. And kids learn from the parents. Kids learn from the adults that they're surrounded by. Now, we have got a problem that our adult generation isn't moving enough. What hope has the kids got? So girls, if you are exercising, remember your little ones are listening and looking and learning. Please don't moan about going to the gym. Say it as a positive thing. If you're doing home workouts, get your kids involved. They love it. They absolutely love it. And it is not obsessive. Actually, I don't want to say, but I think it's something that we need to have, like a, if there's such a thing, but a healthy obsession. We need to start increasing the exercising is normal, and that actually we should be exercising most days, even when we have that feeling of I don't want to. Yeah, but we should, because it's good for us, you know. And just all of this. Oh, don't even get me started on PE in schools. You know, now, like, it being optional and the teachers don't have any power to make the kids do it. It's just, yeah, shocking. Anyway, we won't get into that on this one. But I think, yeah, that statement, the kids shouldn't know about the calories on copying exercise and it's excessive. No, I don't agree with that. I think informing our kids around exercise and around nutrition is absolutely beneficial for them. Okay, this is not a funny one, but they did put a laughing emoji. Why don't you just eat healthier and have some willpower? Lol. So this is from one of my, I think that, yeah, one of my ladies who's doing Fit in 6 at the moment with me. Obviously, the Fit in 6 is a plan. It is a program. I give you all the knowledge. I give you habits to do. Don't we wish if we could just eat healthier and have some willpower? Well, we wouldn't be in the epidemics that I've just mentioned. Lol. And again, I'm just going to relate it back. Place of jealousy. That person probably hasn't got the willingness to sign up to a program, or they think they know better. Well, obviously they do. And I think that's a very common thing that we experience, is that people think they know better. But actually, on reflection, if we look at their lives, not even their physique, but their lives and how they live their lives, you think, well, actually, if you knew that much, why are you sitting on your bum from 4 till 1 a.m. every night and not getting enough sleep and ordering takeaway and moaning that you're tired, you know? So yeah, why don't you just eat healthy and have some willpower? Explain to them, because I want to work with someone who's really knowledgeable and can help me in the best way possible. Mic drop. Right, let's see if there's any more that we could cover. So, oh, lol. Have you tried Herbalife? They worked for me. And then someone's put underneath, so this lady's messaged me and said, I keep getting asked about Herbalife in work because this woman keeps saying they worked for me, but she's been on them like 5 times in the past 2 years. I can't even be asked doing an episode on Herbalife. It's a fucking marketing scam. End of story. There we go. Right, so I'm just gonna touch on this one because this has come up a few times. You look too skinny. Don't lose too much. You're getting obsessed, and there'll be nothing of you if you carry on. So I think we'll just we'll wrap it up after this one because they're quite similar. Don't go too far. There's nothing of you if you carry on. So as I started this episode, and I've referenced it throughout, unfortunately, when you are on a health and fitness, fat loss, physique, whatever journey you're on, you are going to get people who don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you look better. They don't want to see you feeling better, getting more energy, being more motivated, because there's just some shitty people in this world. And I think if you are monitoring your progress, as in your photos, your weight, your metrics, but not just that, you're also monitoring how your sleep is, how your energy is, how your menstrual cycle is, how your stress levels are. If you are monitoring all that and all of that is in a good place, and you want to keep developing that physique and keep setting them goals, then keep going and really, really just take it on the chin what anyone will say. Or like I've said today, educate them. You can say, listen, I know you've just commented on my journey, and that's fine if you've got an opinion, but if you're going to comment, let me give you some advice back. So actually, the next time you go to comment, it's from an educated point of view, because right now it sounds quite uneducated. Is that okay? Because here's the thing, right? With boundaries, I spoke about boundaries before on a previous episode. Someone giving you unsolicited advice or a comment about your journey, they are overstepping your boundary because you haven't asked for it. Now, I'm not about fighting fire with fire, but with boundaries, we've got to learn to push people back. So please don't be afraid if someone is overstepping your boundary by giving you these opinions. Don't be afraid to own your shit and come back to them and say, listen, what you've just said actually isn't quite true. Let me educate you and explain why I'm doing it. And who knows, you might learn something that you want to implement it. They'll hate it. They'll hate it because what they tried to do is have the upper hand, and now you're coming back and setting your boundary and sharing them. I fucking know what I'm doing. Do you want a bit of help or not? You know? So don't be afraid to push people's back, because this is what it comes down to. The bottom line is unhelpful advice, unsolicited advice. It's just about setting your boundaries and owning it and knowing what you're doing is making you healthier, it is making you happier. And actually, as long as you're not hurting anyone, it's not affecting anyone else, keep doing you. That's what it's about. We need to, and everyone, thank you to everyone who sent me an Instagram, and hopefully I haven't missed any big ones off there, but everyone who sent me an Instagram or a DM about this episode, just remember there is a crew of us, okay? Empowered community, or every girl that is going to the gym and is prioritising her health. We are the minority, and this is where we need to take a little bit of pride, but we need to sort of speak about it and don't shy away from it, is that we are the minority that the rest of the world needs to sort of start learning off. If you are eating well and you are training, you are showing your kids what a healthy life is, you are doing the best job, you are doing a great job, and more people need to see that. We need to understand that the people are giving this advice are the people not doing it and actually could probably learn from us and take a little bit from us. So next time you get unsolicited advice, girls, take a breath, respond, don't react. Take that positive highway and ask them, okay, I hear you. Can I educate you a little bit more? Can I help you understand why I'm doing it? And just take the high road of knowing that you're doing the right thing, and you could probably help them. That's what I want you to remember. Okay, girlies, shortest episode we've done in a bloody long time, but I hope it was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, just remember, you're doing a great job, and you've got that boundary, you've got that thick skin, and turn a negative into a positive next time you get this, okay? So thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Drop me a DM if you enjoyed this. If you got anything you want to add on to onto this. I might do another one, and I will speak to you soon. All right, girlies, have a great day, and love you, bye.